because I swore to defend and protect the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and I also have my oath of office, allegiance to the Senate as an institution, and a democratic institution for that matter. So the point I want to make here is, you see, we all have to disabuse our minds from trying to take things personal. There is no point, even if there are issues that you have seen, it is through the process of engagement, through the process of talking to each other, that these things can be understood. And the point is, I was from the executive side. I was a public servant up to 2014. Now, what I have come to realize is this. When an officer is invited to engage the legislature, it is when you don't engage the legislature and you are giving reasons here and there that you also get the ear of the legislators, feeling that you are undermining them, and in the process they begin to also take actions that leads to undermining. I
have to go to the audience because we're running out of time, and I brought all these very erudite people. Anybody with comments about what we've been discussing, the issues that have been, you know, going on, please raise your hands. I'll point to you. You say what you want to say and introduce yourself as well while you do that. Okay, there's a lady, yes, over there.
My name is...
Let's keep it short. We have
My name is Nana Wachuku. I want to ask two questions. First, to the Honorable Senator. You passed a vote of no confidence on the IGP. My question is, the letter that sent, that invited the IGP mentioned Senator Dino Melaye. Your vote of no confidence, was it based on issues generally affecting Nigerians, or was it based on issues affecting the Senate alone? Now, to the DIG, my question is this. You said we should stick to the issues, and you have done your job to the best of your ability within the ambit of the law. You practically ran a media trial on the Senate President. Do you hold such press conferences for every crime of that nature committed in Nigeria?
Okay.
Or was there a reason why you decided to run a social media trial? Thank you very much.
Okay, in her view. All right. Yes, Dr. Joe Abba in front here, in blue. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. My name is Joe Abba, and until about 7 months ago, I was in government. I have to say that I agree with the Senator's latest points about the need to respect the institution when you're invited. In my own experience, whenever the National Assembly has invited me, I've supplied them with all the information they want. I've given them, I've proactively disclosed everything they could have asked for.
Have they overstepped their boundaries with you, as has been alleged in other cases, whether it is in terms of looking for graft or asking you to do things that you really shouldn't do?
I think it was much easier for me because the bureau I ran had no money. So nobody bothered. But I think in terms of asking, you know, what we were doing and making sure we're reporting on what we did, no, nobody ever overstepped any bounds. But I feel that issues have been personalized on both sides, on both the side of the National Assembly and the executive, and that this is unhealthy.
Okay. We will come to, there's a lady at the back, Aisha Osori, and then we'll come back to the panel and get responses before we go back to the audience again.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Aisha Osori. I guess for me, listening, I was just wondering what's new about what we're talking about in the context of being a democratic governance since 1999. There's always been tension between the executive and the legislature. We saw it during Obasanjo's time, we saw it during Jonathan's time, and we're seeing it now. So for me, I think we're missing something about what we're talking about. The perception about the National Assembly, for example, is that we're supposed to have, the checks and balances should always cause tension. There should always be tension amongst the three arms. That's normal. That's what the checks and balances are for. But what we should be asking ourselves, what Nigerians are increasingly asking themselves is this tension for our own good? Or is it for the benefit of the people who are in office and who are abusing their office? So perception is reality. If the perception about the National Assembly is that they use their powers to shake down people, then the truth is they lose the sympathy of Nigerians when they do invite people who don't attend or who don't honor their calls. So that's one perception. The other perception is that the Nigerian police is not independent of the president. And people have been calling for that as part of restructuring, as part of saying, let the police act change Section 9 that gives all these powers to the president. So again, there's that perception that the Nigerian police does not operate as an independent body and is often used to witch hunt. So we can't run away from these perceptions. So for me, it's to be asking these questions: what can we do to change the nature of our politics, where so much power is in the hands of so many people, and the people that abuse their powers don't seem to get their comeuppance? Those are the questions that Nigerians are asking today.
Oh, thank you very much, Aisha. Because we've got only 3 minutes before we have to take a quick break, I think I'd like to come back to the panel and get the response. Perhaps we could start with the police. The question around why you conducted what is seen to be a media trial of the Senate President.
Thank you so much. That is quite unfortunate. The intention of holding press conferences and informing members of the public of that crime was not intended at the Senate President. It was the intention of the police that have always been reminded of the fact that cases that are celebrated, cases that are of high profile, cases where there were 33 people killed, we needed to let the people know that we've gotten those that have done that. And
do you regret the way it has played out and the impact of that?
We didn't know that it was not intended at the institution of the National Assembly. Like I said, we always want to let the people know what is happening, and then let the people that we've arrested speak. But the final thing, like I said, court will determine as to what exactly played out.
So are there lessons learned from that? I mean, going forward, are we going to have you in the media talking about this sort of issues, or have you decided that that's not the way to go again?
No, we are not saying that's the way to go. When people criticize, we look at them objectively and we do that which is right. But I want to say that oftentimes they've accused us for not letting people know what we're doing about certain crimes that have been committed. And sometimes when you don't let people know what is happening, people think that you're playing politics. But if we've gone beyond our bounds, there are a lot of cases that have been thrown up.
Okay.
That you've seen that it's been.
I'm going to have to take a quick break. Don't go away.